Well, we'll see. I don't really have anything else to say apart from I hope I make it to 18, I guess. I don't know.
Guess what? Can't believe I can say this and have it kinda be true, but I'm old now. So much stuff happened in the past year, it would be really hard to do it all in one big cluster, so I'm gonna split it up into different things that are kinda related to try and make it easier to explain them all. I'm gonna start with the Geometry Dash side of things because that's the biggest thing and I would rather get it out of the way first. After I turned 17, I remembered that I had a lot of progress on Sonic Wave, and yet I still hadn't beat it, and so I decided to play it for a few days, and then I beat the level out of absolutely nowhere. I think it was pretty obvious by my reaction how out of nowhere this was. I beat it! I beat it! I beat it! I just beat it! Starting off this year of my life with Sonic Wave was probably one of the coolest things I could have done, and it was also one of the best things since I finally had that weight off of my shoulders. Like, come on, who enjoys Sonic Wave? A few weeks later, I beat Ado X, which was the first Extreme Demon I beat within the span of a single day, because usually I would spend at least 2 days on Extremes, but this was the first time I didn't. And honestly, I'm glad I spent no more than a day on it, because I genuinely think it's not an Extreme I could have played for any longer than I did. It was around that same time that I started going for a new hardest, which I find hilarious since I had just beaten something that was way out of my league and I was already trying to look for something else. And I chose possibly the worst one to do, Hard Machine. At first, I thought I could beat it relatively quickly, but very quickly I realized that if I was gonna go for this for real, it would be a really long battle. And on top of that, progress was super slow. It took forever just to do runs, and it took even longer to get progresses from 0. I ended up getting 41% from 0, which ended up being the last run I needed to get the whole level in 3 runs, which I still think is one of the more impressive things that I've done in the game. And at some point after that, I got 39 to 96, which to this day I think is my second most impressive run in the entire game behind Sonic Wave 28 to 100, and I still say that after having done the run 8 months ago. And that's how impressive it is for me. Fast forwarding a month, now in June, I playtested this Extreme Demon on a small GDPS called Relive GDPS, which I mentioned in my previous birthday video as being one that I owned, and the demon was called Project Alter. This will come up later along with Project Alter itself, but for now, we can ignore it. At the beginning of July, I beat Red World, which I think to this day is the easiest Extreme I've ever beaten. I literally beat it in the span of 30 minutes while waiting for someone in the VC to come back. Even my reaction just shows I just did not care about this level at all.
Věc, nad kterou asi určitě nikdo z vás neuvažoval, je odkud se sakra berou úhoři. Tahle otázka ale byla hodně lidí přes celou historii lidstva.
Actually, this is like the easiest Extreme ever. What the what?
In late July, specifically the 26th, I announced that Relive GDPS would be shutting down in a month's time. It was mostly because I hated the community hated me, and I was just getting really bored owning a GDPS and not understanding how to do anything, and so I wanted to shut it down, and there was nobody else who could own the GDPS as well that knew what they were going to be doing, so I had to shut it down. And now that I think about it, that was a really good thing. It was just a really toxic community as a whole. A few days later, my monitor broke. That was really annoying. On August 26th, Relive GDPS shut down as planned, but I did keep the Discord server up since I still didn't want to have people get angry at me for shutting that down as well. Now that I think about that, it wasn't a very good idea as well because I did still have to deal with the community. Fast forwarding a couple of months to early November, I stole an old monitor that my sister had because she had her own PC which stopped working almost immediately, but she still had the monitor, so I could steal that and
and use it, and so I was able to use my computer again finally. Towards the end of November, I beat Project Alter. Now yeah, that might sound weird considering I playtested the level ages ago, and Relive had already shut down by this point. But if you know what Project Alter is by now, you'll know where this is going. It got rated in the main game on the main servers, which means I had to rebeat it there for the stars. It ended up being my 13th extreme on top of that, which is pretty cool, I guess. I playtested a rated level. I'm still proud of that actually, even if everybody does hate the gameplay of the level. In early December, I beat an extreme demon called Sweater Weather, but that got demoted to Insane Demon, which I still do not understand to this day. This extreme does not feel like an Insane Demon at all. For Christmas, I've got a new monitor after being stuck with the boxy one for a month and a half. I was so happy to get the monitor. For the entire month of January, absolutely nothing interesting happens for me and GD. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh. I started February off strong by beating Deception Dive after having gotten 83 sometime before. It's one of the easiest extremes I've ever played, and honestly, if you're good with nerve control, I recommend you play it as well. I didn't stop there though. Not even a week later, I was playing the Extreme Demon Encrypted, and I fluked the demon from 57%. I haven't done a fluke like it before, and I don't think I'll do a fluke like it at all since. It's the biggest fluke I have done in the entire game. I don't think I can replicate it with anything. My reaction just completely says it all. Come on, please! Yeah! Oh my god! Wait! Why I just fluked it from 57? Ah! Something really cool about Encrypted was it was my second hardest at the time as well. And it was the extreme that pushed Bloodbath out of my top 3 hardests. Bloodbath was in my top 3 hardests for just under 2.5 years, which is insane considering the amount of extremes I beat between Bloodbath, Infernal Abyss, Sonic Wave, and Encrypted. Not even 2 weeks after that, I beat Delta Interface, which is my current second hardest as of recording this, and it means Bloodbath is my current 5th hardest extreme demon that I've completed. I find that insane. It was my hardest for over a year, and now it's my 5th hardest. Now the section where it's literally everything else apart from GD. Nothing really interesting that isn't GD happened in March, so we're gonna skip to April. In April, I found a game that was made back in late 2005 to advertise a car. I wish I was kidding. It was absolutely hilarious. I still remember the day I found it. We were just all laughing so hard because it was so funny. It was just, you drive a car, you drive as a ghost car, and you've got to catch up to the car to reincarnate as it, and then you get to race the car around, but you're not actually racing for anyone, you're just going yourself around the roads. It was absolutely hilarious. In May, I got hooked on Brawl Stars for a few days, but eventually I stopped playing it. Over the next 6 months, I would play it on and off for a few weeks at a time, but I eventually stopped playing it so far in November, and I haven't played it since then, and I don't think I will. Obviously, in late July, my monitor breaks. In early November, I get a random old monitor, and for Christmas, I finally got a new monitor. But between the last 2 of those, I started actually making music instead of just covers of songs. As a matter of fact, all the songs you hear in this video, with the exception of the one in the flashback at the start of the video, were made by me, including the one with all the things going past. So I'll show a few snippets of those songs that I've made now. In January of this year, I started getting hooked on Hypixel Bed Wars, and I do still play it on and off every now and again. I also got hooked on Hypixel Disasters for a while as well. I even made a video on it which uses one of my songs, and as of now, I have been playing it a little bit recently as well because of the new update they had. That should be all of the major events I've had in the past year. If there are any I missed, then I might put them on screen here. As for the big events, I think I did them all, so yeah.
Wow, look at my car. It would be a shame if it crashed.